Welcome back to another episode of Halo Wars. Today I am bringing you Halo Wars tips and tricks, the upgrade version. Now that is upgrade with 2 D's because today I am dropping a double dose of knowledge. Now the first dose is gonna be all about scouting so you never get caught with your pants down. The second dose is gonna be all about combat so you do not get shit on once you do get in a fight. Hopefully by the end of this video you can become a certified player and then you can get into high level lobbies and maybe we can keep this game going on for another couple years. Anyway, let's get started.
This is Scout! Rainbows make me cry!
Unscouted bases get a white outline on the minimap if somebody buys them.
Ready to go.
Local units.
I'll do it.
Now, if they DQ the base, the white line will stay on there.
What now?
So be careful because they may try to fake you out. But if the white line appears on there, that means they pay the 500 to buy the base.
Local units.
Wow, is very nice.
On it. What?
Enemy.
You can put your rally point over summits, air pads, and
What
temples.
now? Got it.
Now you do have to double tap the left stick on your controller to do this. This will not work on any other building or if they have a shield.
On it. Yes.
Local units.
Use your rally point to scout for turrets. This can be very useful sometimes to determine at which angle you should come in to attack a base or if you should even attack it at all. Right here, I'm gonna be able to put my rally point on the front turret spots, but not on the back ones.
Local units. Reactor complete. Local units.
DA on your cursor will stay if a change has been made to a building or a base. Look at the A on the middle of your screen. I am going to go over Ronnie's base and I am going to press A over it and start tapping it. You see, every time I tap it, it disappears. And then if I stop tapping it, the A will just come off. But if any change is made to the base, the A will come back on by itself. So if you go over a base and the A stays on there after you press it, that means a change has been made. Now this could be anything from a unit coming out, him locking the base, or him upgrading the base. Like right here, I am going to scout it and you're gonna see Ronnie had locked his base and that's why the A stayed on there. In this example, there are 3 bases open on the map and I am going to tell Ronnie to buy one of them and I have to figure out which one it is. So I am going to go over this base and press A on it, and as you can see the A stays on there, but on this base the A disappears and on this other base the A disappears. So I know that he bought this base.
Tell me where.
Local units.
Of course.
For this trick to work, you do have to have the base or building scouted, but not currently be scouting it. Right here, I am going to tell Ronnie to upgrade this unupgraded warehouse, and I am going to press A on it and see that the A disappears. But as soon as he clicks on that upgrade, the A is going to stay on there whenever I press it. However, I'm going to drive my chopper up to it and then press A on it, and the A is going to disappear again. Now this is the best scouting method because you will be able to know what your enemy is doing as soon as he does it.
I'll do it.
It does take a lot of practice, but it's really
Local
nice.
units.
Wow, is very nice.
Listen for shields and other sounds.
Hey, listen!
Local units.
Moving out. Moving out.
Local units.
Moving out. Moving out.
Watch out for gunshots through the fog of war. You can actually sometimes see gunshots on the ground through the fog of war. Especially whenever warhawks are fighting marines, you can usually see these gunshots, and you can use this to find where the warhawks are located so you can kill them.
Round 1. Fight!
お前はもう死んでいる。何？もうあたくびでギゼブ。
Fatality.
Look at the points to figure out what your enemy is doing. Right here, I am going to look at the points and see that Tetloch has 20 points. That probably means he cleared a base. Bases will give you 20 points if you kill them without killing the buildings around them. And the marines around them, they will give you
Local units.
4 points each. So usually 28 points means they cleared a base. Checking your points can be very helpful, especially very early in the game, to figure out what your enemy's doing. Right here, you're going to see I am going to be looking for the warhogs, and I am going to see that he's already cleared this base. And I am going to look at the points again, and I see that he has 32, so that means he killed a marine somewhere. So there's only a couple of places where you can go kill a marine, so I figure he's right there. Right here, I'm going to be clearing the hook on chasms, and you're going to see that I am going to get 20 points for it. There is 5 marines on the hook, so each marine is 4 points times 5, that's 20. And I'm also going to see that Ronnie is clearing his hook, and he's also got 20 points.
Standing by. Standing by.
The light at the teleporter will disappear if your leader dies.
Leader temple. Complete.
When your leader comes out of your base, this white light will appear on your base unless your leader is right on top of it. That light will always be there unless your leader is dead.
Local units.
Right here, I am going to send my leader to his death so you can see what I'm talking about.
Local units. Local units. Warehouse complete. Warehouse complete.
If you're ever unsure if your enemy's leader is dead or not, you can always check their teleporter. The speed of the animation on halls, factories, and vehicle depots changes depending on what they are doing. Halls can be a little bit tricky because some of the upgrades seem to move at a very similar speed as the units building. Once you get to like Tech 2 upgrades though, the hall starts moving very slow. Barracks always seem to move at the same speed no matter what you are doing on them. They have this little light on top that just turns. Same thing with summits, they always seem to do the same thing no matter what. Factories have this line that goes up and down slowly on upgrades and very fast on units. A lot of times you can use this trick to know which building you should take out. especially against UNSC players. A lot of times they will CANNY down tech or power turret down tech. If you can take out their upgrade and they have to rebuy the reactor to get the upgrade again, that's a lot of times game right there. On one vehicle depot, I'm going to build a tank. On the other one, I am going to upgrade power turret, and you're going to be able to see the difference. I know which vehicle depot I'm taking out first.
Don't worry, Rudy. I'm combat ready.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Press X to move in
Local
any
units.
direction, and then quickly tap X and Y at the
Local
same time to
units.
do the Arbiter Rage glitch.
Local units.
In this Rage mode, you will actually be faster than the regular Rage mode, and you will also skip the animation of going into Rage mode. While in this Rage mode, you will not be able to rage air units. However, a lot of times that is actually a good thing. This is considered to be the superior way of raging things. Get 4 sentinels on your profit by attacking the same thing while your last 2 upgrades finish. As long as you show up right before Ancestral Perversion finishes, you should be able to do this. As soon as Ancestral Perversion finishes, you want to buy Divine Absolution, and you want to be hitting the same thing through the entire upgrade. You do not want to move your profit, and obviously the thing that you're hitting cannot die or this will not work. Ancestral Perversion is 40 seconds, and then Divine Absolution is a whole minute. Only a real pimp flies around with 4 sentinels on their profit. Press X to move in any direction, and then quickly press X and Y at the same time right behind your chieftain to do the vortex glitch. When your vortex glitch, you will be able to move around. A lot of times this is helpful for not getting like grunted. You can also use the vortex glitch to get into impassable terrains like hills, cliffs, and some buildings. And you can even use it to vortex into your enemy's base to be annoying from the inside.
Of course.
However, the only way to get out is by
Local
recalling.
units. Base under attack. Enemy engagement.
Kill raging arbiters by going over impassable
All
terrain.
units.
At maximum.
If an arbiter is ever dumb enough to rage down your air units besides some impassable terrain, you can kill him by just going over it, and if he gets latched onto one of your banshees and falls off, he will die.
I'll get there. Waypoint acknowledged. Send me in. Boosters on. Circling. On my way. Going.
Lock a Warhog inside your base to make it stronger against a Mach Blast. A lot of times your enemy will try to Mach Blast your base right before your first supply pad is finished. However, a Warhog does finish faster than a supply pad. A fire base will still die to a Mach Blast even with a Warhog inside of it. However, if your base has one supply pad but it's a little bit hurt, you can still use this trick to save the base.
Mac rounds depleted.
If you blow up a supply pad, queue another supply pad before you actually queue the building that you need. Doing this will actually help you avoid the eco glitch, and you will have more money in the long term. Right here, I am going to blow up a supply pad and then queue up a reactor right away. You want to avoid doing this as much as possible. However, if you ever do it, you can fix it by just dequeuing the reactor and then queuing up a supply pad first. Doing that will help you prevent the eco glitch, and you will have more money in the long term. Don't be a dummy and don't eco-glitch yourself. Covenant blessed warehouses are big fat targets.
Good time.
UNSC supply pads gain 30% health when you upgrade them. However, Covenant blessed warehouses, they have the same amount of health as an unupgraded warehouse. So right here I am going to show you that it just takes the same amount of hits to kill a
Local units.
unblessed and an unblessed warehouse.
Local units. Yes. Local units.
Remember kids, always go for the blessed warehouse.
Local units.
Stick Spartans between supply pads to make them tankier. Right here, Ronnie is going to come in and he is going to rage down my Spartan. It's not going to take much. It's going to take 1, 2, 3 hits to kill the Spartan. But if I stick him between a supply pad, this is what happens.
You got it. I'm there. Sure thing. It's me. Got it. You bet. I'm on it. Sure thing. Got it.
How you build on your base matters. A lot of people don't give much thought on how they build on their base, but it actually matters a lot, and it could be the difference between you winning and losing a game.
Gunner researched.
In this first example, I am going to be fighting against a brute rush, and he is actually gonna be able to kill an entire side because of the way that I built on my base. So you do not want to build on your base like this. You usually want to have the open spots on opposite sides. That way, if you can deny one side, well, you can build on the other side.
All units. All units. All units.
On this next example, it's basically going to be the exact same thing with the one big difference that I am going to build differently on my base, and you will be able to tell the difference.
All units. All units. All units. All units.
Now he can't deny this supply pad coming up without me being able to just buy it on the other side.
All units.
Bump leaders off by building under them. Right here, there's a brute chieftain smacking my pad, and I'm gonna build a supply pad, and he's gonna be bumped off. Now, this will not work with a prophet because the prophet actually shoots, but it will work with elites and cyclops. A lot of times you can use this to buy you a few extra seconds and be able to build on your base, and it's a very good trick. As you can see here, you can do the same thing with the turrets. However, there is a trick to counter this, and it is going to be my next tip, and it is very controversial. Block buildings from coming up by standing on top of them. This is also known as pad glitching. Right here, Captain Cutter MX is going to smack my upgraded warehouse, and at the same time he is going to spam X and block my building from coming up. By doing that, he is not going to allow me to build on this pad, and I am going to have to deal with it in another way. This is a really good example because he's going to be able to smack my upgraded warehouse and at the same time deny my pad from coming up. However, you can do this with just about any unit. You could do it with a warthog or a chopper. All you have to do is get on top of his pad before it's built and then just spam X on it. You could even go back to your base and keep something real quick and then come back. As long as you do that, he should not be able to get you out of that spot unless he comes back with a unit and starts attacking it or something. A lot of people get triggered when you do this to them. However, in my personal opinion, it's just another part of the game, and there's nothing that keeps you from doing it, so I don't consider this cheating at all. build on top of your units to protect them. On this first example, Captain Cutter MX is going to come in and he's going to vortex 5 of my jackals that I have on top of here, and he is just going to be able to kill them and survive. However, the second time he comes around is not only gonna get him killed, but it is going to take him a lot longer to actually kill my jackals. This actually works even better against an arbiter. It also works very good with tanks and warhogs, and you should try to do this as much as possible and work together with your team to get into these positions. Now right here, he's actually still gonna kill all my jackals, but he is going to die. If you have an open pad and a shield, you could also do this and you wouldn't even lose the money for the supply pad.
Winning.
Keep your units at the teleporter by using Y. In this first example, I had my units locked inside my base, and when I go to pour them through, the warhogs show up and just murder me to death.
Oh, hell no!
Now, I'm not saying not to keep your units locked inside your base. In fact, you should probably keep your units locked inside your base until you're close to your enemy's base. However, when you finally do make it to your enemy's base, you can press Y on your units on the teleporter and they will sit on your teleporter, but they won't port through. That way you can just port them through as soon as your enemy is about to push on you, like right here. Reuse your canister shell against infantry units.
Defense turret.
This is better known as the CANNY glitch, and you will be able to do this against infantry units as long as your canister shell kills the unit. Hunters can be tricky a little bit sometimes because they have a bonded shield upgrade, which means sometimes the canister shell will just bounce off of them. However, on most other infantry units, as long as your canister shell kills the unit, you should be able to reuse your canister shell.
Local units.
Another thing that you can CANNY glitch is Covenant shields. All you gotta do is get the health low enough on the shield that your first canister will kill the shield. And then if you do this correctly, you should be able to reuse your canister shell. If you're actually playing this from the Covenant's perspective, a lot of times it's actually smart to just blow up your shield right before he's about to use his first canister shell. This will keep him from getting his canister shells back, and it could be the difference between you winning and losing. You can also CANNY glitch units that have been frozen by the cryo bomb. This will, however, make people very angry, and some people will even cry. So try not to do this unless you really do not like that person. Right here, Ronnie is going to freeze my tanks, and then he is going to come in with the CANNY glitch, and he is going to fuck me up.
Bruh.
And now it is going to be my turn to return the favor to Ronnie.
Tactical nuke incoming! お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Use Defender's advantage. When all other things are equal, defense is superior to offense. Right here, my enemy is going to push on my base with 5 warhogs, and I have 5 warhogs on defense. He is going to start shooting my supply pad, and right here is going to be a great example of Defender's advantage. I am going to go in, I am going to start hitting him first, and he is going to run away. Then I am going to run away, and because I was hitting him first, he is going to lose 2 warhogs, and I am not going to lose a single one. Run away to take less damage and put your weak units at the back. Right here, we are going to get into a fight with the same amount of warhogs. However, I am going to run away, and my enemy is going to make the mistake of chasing me. So I am just going to keep running away, and for some reason, when you run away, your units take less damage in this game. Right here, I lost 3 Warhogs and my enemy actually lost 4. He actually got a better fight in the beginning. He just made the mistake of chasing me down. You should never chase your enemy down unless you have a big advantage. We are going to meet up in the middle again with the Warhogs that we have left. Now here I am going to move my weak units to the back of the pack, but my enemy is just going to leave his where they were originally. And you're gonna see that what was originally a close fight is now just gonna turn into a one-sided ass whooping.
Local units. Local units. Local units. Local units. Local units.
God damn!
Local units.
Okay, so this is gonna be the last one, and it's probably gonna be the most important one of them all. And it is going to be to always try to split your enemy's units and then fight together with your team. Right here, the enemy is going to have an Arbiter and more Warhogs than we do. However, we are going to have Hall units, a Brute Chieftain, and Rupe is going to bring all his Banshees back. And despite them having an Arbiter and Warhogs, we are just going to be able to take the fight because it's just 3 versus 2 while all the vampires are still on defense. I want to give thanks to Ronnie, Captain Cutter, Tetloach, and Todd Elm for helping me get footage for this video. It was a lot of fun, it was a lot of work, and I hope that you guys liked it. However, if you do not like the video, or if you do not like me, I have bad news for you. You kind of talk like a bitch and your shit's all retarded, bro. Now, I couldn't talk about the classified, forbidden, super secret upgrade version of this video. Basically, I made some promises not to talk about some things, and I intend to keep my word because I am a man of my word. Maybe in the future we can come to an arrangement and I can come across some more of this classified information, and maybe then I can release it to the public, but not for right now. Anyway, thank you for watching my shit, and I'll see you guys next time.
Harmanım, baba nerede çarşafım? Gördüğüm bu paketler benim dermanım.